you're losing your why. And that can feel terrifying. When your why disappears and your sense of meaning dissolves, you're left in a space and a part of you are not comfortable with being there. And that's why you search for meaning, you search for drive, you search for importance, you search for a sense of aliveness outside. And you feel alive for a while, and you feel on purpose for a while, and you feel like you have your habits together and your life together for a while, until you dip again. Pew! And it evaporates into nothing. And this nothingness feels terrifying until it doesn't. There is a core within us all that doesn't dissolve, that doesn't feel threatening when it's welcomed. This core feels like home without needing to go anywhere. It's like you can find a sense of peace with, even if the world around you is very intense and overwhelming. This inner peace is like this warm hug, this feeling of belonging, no longer feeling isolated and alone, no more feeling like you are struggling, no more feeling that your problems are so big and that they need to be solved in order for you to be happy and fulfilled. Instead, it's like the edge is cut off from your misery. And you find something that feels good to live from within yourself. And what happens is that we lose ourselves in our thoughts, in our feelings, in the things that happen around us. And we forget that this actually exists within us at all times. This is what I'm pointing at. And I'm not going to mask it with anything spiritual or frame it as anything special at all. It's basically what's left when you are no longer in conflict with yourself and your life. Where you no longer try to force life to happen, but instead you welcome what is here and you work with what you have. And this is not passivity either. It's rather that you are more in tune to yourself and you're honoring what you're feeling, you're honoring your own kind of pace, and it takes some time to get used to. And it's very easy to get caught up again by the chase. It's when you start to stabilize here. Not as a mental concept of yourself. This is also something that a lot of people are talking about online. Change your self-concept, change your identity, change your life. The best version of you, the next version of you. A version of you are dying, a version of you is being born, a version of you. Like, there's no version of you. It's this moment and how you are meeting it. You don't need to build yourself into a mental cage of who you are. This is also just very fragile, right? It will fade over time, and it's nothing that you can really count on. So therefore, if you start to identify yourself with it too much, you will lose yourself in it as well. The only thing that is real is when you are fully here and you simply allow life to happen and you work with life instead of against it. You try to force yourself in your own directions that you think are better, or a situation or presented itself in your life and suddenly you are judging it as bad instead of seeing it for what it is. Okay, this happens. How can I meet it right now? You don't need an identity to live. You don't need a version of yourself in order to live and function and actually thrive. In fact, this easily becomes a filter, or rather it becomes a filter which you see life through, and it can easily become a prison. And what I'm pointing towards here is more subtle. And it will not give you the answer, but rather the experience. Where it's like, I can breathe again. I can feel myself again. I can feel my bones again. I can feel my tears again. I can feel my voice again. I can feel my drive again. And the only thing that changed was where you are looking from and the acceptance of it being here. Oftentimes there is just like, when we get really present, there's this like restlessness, there's this tension, this like, you try to like get somewhere with it, right? And it's when we feel safe enough to allow that to speak, allow it to be felt, that something happens. It's beautiful. Because it's like shredding layers of peeling off the mask that we've been unconsciously wearing for maybe months or decades even, right? You don't know how it is to live without it before it happens, right? And when you feel it happening, it's beautiful on the other side. Because it's like you can see everything for what it is. You take it in, and the act of taking it in feels meaningful. Life doesn't feel like a threat anymore, but rather like this beautiful experience that you have, that you are going through. When you're no longer in conflict with yourself or with the world. And it is found here right now. Nothing that you search for, nothing that you can like cling yourself onto, because it is you. And you are felt, and you are experienced. Therefore, you cannot look at yourself, only experience it from within. The qualities that it brings when you are no longer in conflict with yourself is just like this warm feeling of homecoming and just, yeah. Your problems are not that big anymore. Even if they are there and you need to deal with things in your life, it's not a problem anymore. They are not standing in the way for you to feel at peace. And if this is resonating with you, maybe you have been following me for a while, and you resonate on a deeper level of what I'm speaking about here, rather what I'm speaking from. And you would like to have some support on your side. This year I'm opening up a couple of spaces for deeper work, one-on-one, with me. We meet weekly, and recalibrate. Not to something that I say, but something that is already within you, so that you can stabilize there. If that is something that you are interested in, click the link below and book a discovery call with me, free of charge, where we just see if we are fit and we can tailor this experience together. It's not born in a vacuum, it's born in the relationship. Do that if you feel called, or just stick around if you resonate and vibe with me. So anyways, that was all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.